Today, we are going to be talking about the 8 smallest known fish in the world. Some of these fish are commonly found in aquariums, and some are only found in the small springs of Greece. But the one thing they all have in common is that they are very, very small. The rankings for which fish are the smallest is based on how long the smallest of the species is, which is sometimes all of them and sometimes only the male or the female. The maximum length of most of the fish on this list is measured in millimeters. And if you live in the United States, you might not know the metric system very well, but they're about 25 millimeters in 1 standard inch. To put that into perspective in terms of fish, a common aquarium fish that most people consider very small is the neon tetra, which is about 30 millimeters long. Here are the top 8 of our smallest fish in the world. Number 8 is the celestial pearl Danio, a popular fish for nano aquariums because of its diminutive size. First on our list is the celestial pearl Danio. This fish measures in at just barely under an inch, or around 25 millimeters in length. The little beauties are a deep blue color on their bodies with goldish white spots all over. Females have bright orange on their fins that fades into clear, whereas males have red and black on their fins. And both sexes have black lines on their fins. Celestial pearl Danios are sometimes referred to also as Chili Rasboras. Number 7 is the Corfu dwarf goby. The Corfu dwarf goby measures at around 22 millimeters in length, or just under 1 inch. These goby are white or tan with brown speckles all over the top halves of their bodies. They have strangely uneven appearances, often without any symmetry, normally found on fish. This fish has only ever been found in a single lagoon in Greece, but when that body of water was surveyed in 1991, no specimens of Corfu dwarf goby could be located. For many years, the species was believed to be extinct, but some 20 years later, however, 9 new Corfu dwarf gobies were discovered living in the same lagoon, and the IUCN Red List designates these fish as data deficient. At number 6 is the Chili Rasbora. The Chili Rasbora is about 19 millimeters, or just over 3/4 of an inch. Chili Rasboras are also very popular aquarium fish because of their bright, intense coloring, and they're popular additions to nano aquariums, in particular because of their small size. They are a lovely dazzling red, with some shiny black stripes on their fins and also one running along either side. They're native to Borneo and are sometimes also called mosquito rasboras. At number 5, the midget dwarf goby. It is number 5 on our list with a length of about 10 millimeters. The midget dwarf goby is a beautiful bright reddish orange with bulbous eyes and feathery looking fins. These fish are native to the Maldives in the Indian Ocean. Despite having been discovered in 1981, not much information is available on these dwarf goby, but they are certainly small and very pretty. The male dwarf pygmy goby, also known as the Philippine goby, comes in at 9 millimeters long, or approximately 1/3 of an inch. This thin fish has a blunt head and is highly translucent. Their only real coloring is dark spots on their body and the base of their fins. Sadly, the dwarf pygmy goby, which is found in Southeast Asia, is listed as critically endangered. At number 3, this tiny relative to the carp has no common name, but the Paedocypris progenetica is a pretty remarkable fish. The smallest specimen was a 7.9 millimeter female. These fish are only found in a small swamp in Indonesia, and they live in peat that is 100 times more acidic than acid rain. They were originally found in 1996, but they were not correctly identified as a new species until 2006. And number 2 on our list, some argue that the Stout infant fish is actually the smallest fish, because it is the lightest fish of record and both male and females are of a similar size. There is some conflicting information about just how small the males are, as some list them at 6.5 millimeters, while other sources say they're closer to 7.5, and the females are between 8 to 9 millimeters on average. Since even the smallest measurement of 6.5 millimeters is larger than 6.2, regardless of the female size, we're putting the Stout infant fish at number 2. This skinny, pale yellow infant fish looks a bit like a tiny banana and is most commonly found in the Great Barrier Reef of Australia. Number 1 on this list is the Photocorynus spiniceps, a type of anglerfish. The males, which are parasitic and attached to much larger females, only reach a length of 6.2 millimeters long, which is less than quarter of an inch. In contrast, the females can be up to 50 millimeters in length, which is twice as long as the 8th smallest fish that was on this list. If you didn't know, anglerfish live in the deep sea and use bioluminescent bulbs to track their prey into swimming straight into their mouths. The females, like other anglerfish, have teeth that are very similar to a fang tooth, so their prey is unlikely to escape. The translucent males of the species, which look like wisps of crumpled tissue paper, spend most of their lives stuck onto the female and taking their nutrients from whatever she eats. So she is always eating for more than one. And those are our 8 smallest known fish as of 2021. But new animals are being discovered all the time. Maybe in a few years, the stout infantfish and that male anglerfish won't even make the top 3. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a like and subscribe down below.